Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for being with us today. I always feel it's much better if we can get the community to work together on these projects. We learn from each other. As you undoubtedly know, I wrote most of the stories you grew up with. Red Riding Hood, Rumpelstiltskin, Chicken Little. I'm best known for my romances. Some people call me Anderson, or Grimm, or Perrault. Small matter. What is significant is that thanks to me, Cinderella found her royal mate, Sleeping Beauty her life's companion, and that jolly frog at the bottom of the well found love and happiness in a nearby place. The list of my love matches is endless. Snow White and her prince, Beauty and her beast, the louse and the flea. However, from time to time in storybook land, things do go a bit sour. Human nature. I have always been an optimist and ended my adventures by writing, and they lived happily ever after. Truth of the matter is, no one ever took the trouble to inquire how those marriages really worked out. That is why, every now and again, I must play the duties of a marriage counselor. If you'll follow me, please.
Good morning, counselor.
Good morning, Miss Scribe. What's on the agenda?
Snow White had to counsel at the last minute.
Oh.
Couldn't change her hairdressing appointment, you know? She's dyeing her hair blonde. Says they have more fun.
I didn't know and I didn't approve. Did she say how she and her prince were getting on?
Sounded rather cynical.
How so?
She said she believed in dreams until she married one.
The prince was always something of a talker. That could be the problem. Once a man learns how to listen, he and his wife can remain on speaking terms indefinitely. Schedule them both for a future date.
Okay.
Who's first?
Cinderella's husband, Prince Charming.
Prince Charming? What can be the problem there?
He's been waiting for almost an hour.
Show him in.
You may come in.
Thank you. Good to see you again, Charming.
I'm not feeling very charming.
Please, sit down. Tell me, what's your problem?
Well,
Come, we're here to help.
I'll come directly to the point. I don't think I'm suited to Cinderella.
What makes you say that?
You can take Cinderella out of the kitchen, but you can't take the kitchen out of Cinderella.
I'm not following.
I'm a business-like fellow, concerned with worldly affairs, investments, things like that.
Yes.
I need a wife who's clever, intelligent, sensible. Cinderella doesn't need a modern prince like me. She's something from the past. I can't get her away from those cinders. She actually likes the fireplace.
Dear.
Why, she turned that wonderful glass slipper into a planter.
A planter?
She has philodendron growing in it. Before I got married, I used to think that being lonesome was a man's worst fate.
Things are that bad?
I'll show you. Cinderella, what are you doing here in the cookery?
I like it here. It's humble.
I wish you'd get out of humble and into haughty. How do you think it looks to our subjects having their princess dressed in rags? By choice.
I'm a simple person, but sincere. Cinderella! This ball gown needs a bit of ribbon at the neckline. See to it, will you? Of course, sister dear.
My wife does not take in sewing.
Since when?
As ruler of this kingdom, I forbid it.
Working for others makes her happy. She has a right to be happy. Who are you to think otherwise?
Her husband.
Oh, that.
What are you doing living here anyway? Why don't you live in your own cottage?
When we can live rent-free with this pinhead. Cinderella, see what you can do with these slippers. I'll try.
My wife does not brush other people's slippers.
Since when?
This has got to stop.
Why?
There are affairs of state, conferences, pardons, taxes.
Cinderella has no interest in that sort of rubbish. We keep telling you she's happy the way she is.
But I'm not.
Ugh. Listen to him. Men. Never satisfied. All husbands are alike, but they have different faces so you can tell them apart. Cinderella, I'm losing my patience.
And I have a feeling you'd rather lose Cinderella.
What about the ball this Saturday?
All those people and all that rich food? You go by yourself. I'll stay here and talk with the mice.
I heard that last remark, Cinderella.
Hello, cruel stepmother. Is there any humble service I might perform for you?
You're so sweet. You're giving the whole castle diabetes.
Well, would you like to watch me sweep out the fireplace?
Heavens no, and I don't think you're fulfilling your obligations as a wife and a princess. The people expect more from you.
Fooled them, didn't I?
What's the use?
I sympathize with you, Your Highness.
I can't waste any more time here. The royal accountants await.
I'm making stale bread and milk for dinner.
It's always like that. I'm the laughing stock of the countryside. A married man never knows when he's well off because he never is.
There, chump. I mean charm. I'll think of something. Trust me. We don't side with the others. Miss Scribe? Show the poor man out.
Imagine being married to a woman who talks so nice and whose training was all focused.
Who's next?
Sleeping Beauty's husband, Prince Ling.
Send him in.
Oh, I'm in.
I don't see why you couldn't wait with the others.
I'm too impatient.
Obviously. Sit down, won't you?
I'm desperate.
Let's see. Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella, Snow White. Ah, here we are, Sleeping Beauty. And they lived happily ever after. That's what I wrote.
Surprise, surprise, that's what you always write.
You're bitter about something.
Remember how I had to cut my way through the thorny forest?
Naturally.
I was covered in band-aids from head to toe for weeks.
Love makes some men reckless.
Remember how I had to chop around the thick foliage around the castle?
I recall.
I sprained my wrist.
I didn't know.
And after all that, there she was, Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping.
That's the trouble. I like to go out. I like to move in the world. I like to go to fine restaurants.
Aha! I'm beginning to understand. You don't like your wife's cooking. This is a routine case. If you don't like your wife's cooking, my advice is to keep your mouth shut.
My wife has given me the best years of her life and the worst of mine.
What does she do with herself all day?
Naps.
What?
They don't call her Sleeping Beauty for nothing.
But with your kiss, you saved her from everlasting sleep.
That was before the happily ever after part.
We can't all pick the winning horse.
You calling my wife a horse?
Figure of speech.
I don't know much about speech. Beauty doesn't talk very much.
How do you communicate?
Infrequently, I had to take a course in interpreting snores. Watch. Sleeping Beauty, wake up, rise and shine. What are you doing asleep in the middle of the morning? You slept all night.
I'm resting for my afternoon nap.
But we're going horseback riding.
Tomorrow? Maybe.
Maybe.
It all depends if I'm rested enough. You know I need my beauty sleep. You should take a nap.
And you should take an interest in this marriage.
I'll think about it. Tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, now. The royal relatives are coming for a state banquet. You need to be there, alert, lively. Beauty? Beauty?
How dare you wake me? You know I need my beauty sleep. Go fight a dragon or something.
But, Beauty.
Is it always like that?
Always. The one time she did attend a royal banquet, she fell asleep in the appetizers.
I'll have to give this considerable thought.
I don't need a woman who sleeps all day. I need a wife who's spirited, enchanted.
You mean enchanting. Wait outside, Missing Link. I mean Prince Link. I'll think of something.
You better. Come on. I'm gonna wake up.
But I just want to lay down.
But you gotta go.
Let's go. I just got to lay down. I was perfectly fine on that. Whose couch is that?
You need to go to sleep.
Things not going so well.
Things are in such a sorry state. Their temperaments are so different. What am I going to do?
That's what I want to know.
Who's she?
Your next appointment?
I don't seem to recognize her.
It's the prom princess.
The Pond Princess?
You married her off to a frog?
A frog?
You're talking about my husband? I gather?
Ah, yes. I forgot for the moment. I have so many in book. You understand.
I don't think I forget him, nasty cold thing that he is.
You mean was. Thanks to the counselor, he is now a well and a majestic prince.
If that's so, what am I doing here?
Better let me handle this, Miss Scribe. Tell the others to be patient. Pond Princess, please.
I prefer to stand.
As you wish.
The very idea, you ought to be ashamed.
What have I done?
You brought us into a life, married us off, and then abandoned us.
You're being unfair. After all, we are all here to help. We learn from each other. If you would tell me what's troubling you.
To begin with, it's embarrassing to marry a man who once was a frog.
These things happen. We must mature enough to accept them.
A man can't live a life as a frog for years and years and change overnight.
What is it that he does specifically that annoys you?
Gross.
He's crow. Pond Princess, and a vulgar choice of word. Are you informing me that your husband has passed on?
No. He croaks. Crop, like a frog. There, you see for yourself.
I hope he doesn't drip.
Good morrow, husband. Are you in good health? I noticed yesterday you were sitting in the garden pond again. You weigh much too much to be sitting on a lily pad. And besides, the children in the neighborhood are not accustomed to be sitting their ruler, playing snag puddles and catching flies. The royal carpets are soggy from your comings and goings.
Kiss me.
I still kiss a mud turtle! And when you stop saying croak, you're not a frog any longer. You're just a husband. Oh, go play outside in the mud. He won a gold medal in the League for the Olympics.
Most unusual. Once a storybook curse is broken by a kiss, the future is usually bright.
Bright? My future's been mossy green and I don't like it. You can see for yourself that me and the prince are completely incompatible. I like fine restaurants, go horseback riding. I delight in a fictional function.
Interesting that you should say that. You've given me an idea.
A husband who insists on reverting to his frog ways is unnerving and a practice for a level-headed woman like me.
I quite agree. Changes are called for.
Then call.
Miss Scribe,
I'm here.
would you call the others in, please?
All of them?
Oh.
Why? We just came from home. What did you tell me? And then you got here? I said I'm perfectly fine on the couch.
Yeah, you're perfectly fine here.
I said that before.
Oh my lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, husbands and wives, it would appear that writing happily ever after was a bit premature.
You're telling me?
Please. Nothing will be solved with raw emotion. I assume you all wish to remain married?
That's the whole point of a fairy tale.
To the women, I would say, being a bride is a hit or miss proposition.
If she doesn't make a hit, she'll remain a miss.
You're so funny.
To the men, I would say, No man expects his wife to be perfect.
No matter what she says.
The solution is simple.
What are you going to do?
Some minor editing. I'll do some rewriting, give my script new calculations, and run everything through the computer.
Sensible idea.
Who marries who?
That's whom.
Who? Whom? Who cares? Who gets what?
From what I've heard from today, it's perfectly logical. All Sleeping Beauty wants to do is sleep, sleep, and sleep, correct?
There's your answer.
And all the Frog Prince wants to do is sit and croak.
Endlessly.
Take a note, Miss Scribe. In the new editions, the Frog Prince will marry Sleeping Beauty. She can nap and he can croak.
One nap, one croak.
What about me?
You were right. Cinderella's not for you. I'm afraid she's a loser.
Loser!
But a loser who's humble and sincere. Instead of Cinderella, you will now be wed to your stepmother-in-law.
Wonderful idea!
She's clever, skillful, and interested in the stock market.
Don't forget about me.
You were right. You and Prince Ling think alike, enjoy the same things. I'll rewrite an ending here and an ending there, so you two will marry.
What about Cinderella?
She's left with no one.
She has her humility. No husband can compete with that. Got it all?
All of you.
Put everything through tape, put everything through the computer.
At once. Can we watch?
If Mother is now married to the prince, we'll have titles too.
All right, everyone, rearrange your lives. We owe it all to modern technology and crisis intervention. Out, new lives await you. And there we have it. A slight oversight regarding the ends of the stories has been corrected. The cruel stepmother and Prince Charming, Prince Ling and the Pawn Princess, Sleeping Beauty and the Frog Prince lived happily ever after.
We would like to see how things worked out.
What was that?
How things worked out?
Speak a little louder.
We would like to see how things worked out.
You want to see how things worked out?
Yes,
But I just told you, happily ever after.
you said that before.
Very well. We shall see that bliss and happiness reign in each and every kingdom once again.
Cinderella, there's a spot on my necktie. Can you get it out?
I'll try, Your Majesty.
Charlie! What are you doing in here? There was a spot on my necktie.
I will not have you in here talking with the servants. You're an autocrat, not a Democrat.
I only thought
That's the trouble with you, Charming. You think too much. You're not gonna wear this horrid thing.
It's my favorite necktie.
You don't know how to dress. You never did. I'll pick your clothes from now on. And another thing, don't invite your friends to the castle. I find them bored. Why are you stammering like that? Come along or we'll be late for the theater. I had the play changed. I prefer musicals even if you dislike them. You have no taste in cultural matters. You are fortunate to find a woman like me.
Yes, dear.
Let me sweep out the pumpkins.
Can't win them all, right? I'm sure the others have fared better.
Stop that croaking, you idiot! How can I rest if you keep me awake with your knocking? You're demented. Stop it, I say!
Aha! At it again!
Hello dear.
Don't you hello to me, you peeping Tom. You're watching that Cinder from the binoculars.
I think she has royal qualities.
And I'm gonna give you a few royal looks. Take that!
Sorry.
Cinderella! Look what this boy has done! He put on a jacket with a missing button! He's a frog!
Down with the counselor.
Yeah! Ban the book!
Write me a new ending!
Happily ever after, huh?
Charlatan!
Take away her license.
Miss Scribe! Put everything back the way it was. Put everything back in the computer. We'll get this fixed up in no time. And now our Cinderella has once more found her Prince Charming. Prince Ling has awakened Sleeping Beauty. And our Frog Prince was transformed by a magical kiss. And they lived happily ever after.
My darling.
My prince!
Exactly.
Counselor! My name is Snow White, and I'm here to complain about the 7 little men that keep showing up in my palace.
Sorry, but the rewrite department is closed. I can't anymore.
And that's how you really live happily ever after.
Ugh!